Monday morning. Let me just make sure that it's on.
It's on. It's on.
Welcome to class today. I hope that the setting is okay. I messed it up at the last minute and I didn't want to be late for our class today. There is so much going on. We are here together, and today's practice, I wanted to focus, the focus of the class will be stability in order to create freedom in our postures, in our asana of yoga. And we always know that the practice of yoga is really the school of life. So the practice today will allow us to find the foundation of the pose and then to create some sense of freedom with the arms and with your breath, more importantly. And the same thing goes for our lives. If we create a sense of stability in our lives without overloading the thoughts, the actions that we have to do, we will find that we can create some sense of calmness and peace in our minds, in our souls, in our lives. So we will keep on going, investigating, exploring the placement of our feet and our hands in order to create a sense of stability. And just before we get started, I just want to, since we're going to visit Warrior One today, the placement of your feet. One, there are many schools of teaching of the placement, but this is the way that I learned from a teacher and it works for me, so I wanted to share with you. The proper length of your Warrior One will be that if you bring your leg forward, you can bring it back. If you go way, way too far, okay, and then you can't go back, what's going to happen, the back leg is going to be flat and you're not going to be able to square your hips properly and you're going to jerk your knee. So if you bring your placement a little bit shorter, okay, then you'll be able to square your hips and then see if you can bring your leg back. So almost like a pyramid pose. We will get started in child's pose. Go to the back of your mat, please. Bring your big toes together. Open your knees. Stretch your hips back. And for the first few breaths, just please bend your elbows and then rest your forehead on your forearm, please. Keep breathing here. Take a few breaths to scan your body and notice the sensations of your body. What did you bring into your mat? Soften your skin. And create a sense of stability through your shins, the tops of your feet, your forearms. And then start to bring awareness and freedom to your breath as you expanding your chest, breathing through the front of your chest, the side ribs, the intercostal muscles in the back of your heart. Without any rigidity, just go gradual and gentle. And start to follow the rhythm of your breath. Feel the rise of your inhalation and the descent of your exhalation. And gradually notice your ribs expanding. And you're starting to create a shape change in your lower back, in your lower abdomen. And take a moment to put the past and the future in a pause button. Give yourself permission to truly nurture your nerve system, your body, with a sense of healing and being present in the moment. With each inhalation, add a pause. The pause allows you to take an inventory to notice what you feel, where you feel in your body. And at the same time, to notice if your habits snuck up on you. With your next breath, lift up your chin, extend your arms in front of you into an active child's pose. Spread your fingers, inhale, and then exhale, draw your hips back. Claw the mat with your fingertips, draw the elbows off the floor if possible. And now notice your breath expanding your chest and creating a volume in your lower abdomen, in your lower back. Inhale, lift your hips off the floor halfway. And on the exhalation, engage your core, travel your hips back one time. Slowly bring your hands towards your knees. If you have a block, you may need a block through your practice. If you had one or two, that would be great. And if you might need a strap or a towel, we'll come into Vajrasana. So you're coming, sitting on your heels. If that's too difficult, please find a block or even two blocks that you can stack together. And we'll come into alternate breathing. Please bring your right hand in front of you. And then just bend the index finger and the middle finger. Take a regular inhale through the nose. And through the mouth, exhale. Find a comfortable seat here. Relax your shoulders, lengthen your chest. Take your thumb into your right nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Pause. Take your ring finger to the left. Exhale to the right. Inhale right. Pause. Exhale left. Inhale left. Pause. Exhale right. Ground through the sitting bones. Lift your ribs up. Inhale right. Pause. Exhale left. Inhale left. Pause. Exhale right. Inhale right. Pause. Exhale left. One more. Inhale left. Pause. Exhale right. Release your arm to your thigh, above your knee. Take a regular inhale. And a regular exhale. Good. Slowly remove the block if you have the block to the side. And then come into all fours, please. Make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists. Your hips over the knees. Relax your feet here. Gaze forward and create space between your shoulder blades. With your next breath, turn your palms towards your knees. If you're not that flexible, please feel free to bring your hands closer to your knees. Tuck your toes under. Inhale for neutral. Exhale, just round your spine. And try to create a sense of evenness through your spine from the upper back all the way towards your tailbone. Breathe here. Inhale, shift forward a little bit. Exhale, shift back. Getting a nice stretch for your wrists. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly peel your hands. Little circles, one way, and then another. And then again, bring your hands under your shoulders, relax the top of your feet. Take your right arm forward, inhale, and draw your hips back, gaze all the way behind you. Inhale forward, exhale. Inhale forward, exhale. One more time, inhale forward, exhale. Very nice. Bring your hands to the floor. I'll turn the other way so you can see me. And now turn your right foot, bring your right foot outside to the wide part of your mat, aligned with your left knee. Okay, you might have to walk your foot out a little bit. Ground your left hand, bend the right elbow, and lift up, open your heart. Externally rotate the left shoulder. Energetically bring your inner thighs together. Breathe. Shine your heart towards your chin. And again, find a sense of stability here in order to create a sense of freedom. Inhale. Exhale, walk your right hand to the front of your mat. Draw the hips back. Tuck your chin to gaze towards your navel. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, open. Feel the quality of your breath. Feel the movement in your body. Exhale. With your next breath, inhale, lift. Engage your core and then lift your left hand off the floor. Find your right hand behind your thigh or above your heel. You could tuck your toes under if you have more flexibility. And then open your chest here. Now please lift all the energy to the space below your shoulder blades so your low back is not compressed. Breathe. Breathe into those intercostal muscles, your obliques, your lats. Slowly release your hands to the floor. Relax the top of your left foot. Swing your right leg all the way behind you to the left. Tuck your toes under. I'll come over here so you can see me. My right leg is all the way to the left. Gaze over the left shoulder. Slowly, slowly bring your leg back, coming to your all fours. Keep your right hand down, lift up your left hand, draw your hips back, gaze behind you. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale. Inhale, notice and feel the sensations. Where do you feel a little bit stuck breathing there? One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Slowly come center. Bring your left foot to the wide part of your mat. Keep your right hand grounded. Bend the left elbow. Open your heart. Draw the externally rotate the right shoulder. Squeeze your inner legs. Soften your gaze here and breathe. Remember, the practice of yoga teaches us how to learn about our bodies, to learn about strength, our attitudes, and how to untangle whatever is challenging for us. With your next breath, inhale here. Exhale, draw your hand forward, draw your hips back, gaze towards your navel. Inhale, lift, use your core. Exhale, travel. As you investigating, notice, open, inhale, where do you feel a little stickiness? Shine your breath and your gaze. Exhale. With your next breath, inhale, open. Engage your thighs, engage your core, lift up your right hand up. Take your left hand behind you or above your heel, tuck your right toes under, will make it easier. Breathe here, open your heart. Stay here for a few breaths. Breathe. Good. With your next breath, come all the way with your arms to the front of your mat. Take your left leg all the way behind you now to the right side of your mat, and then gaze over the right shoulder. Tuck your toes under, breathe. Keep breathing here. Slowly gaze forward, bring your left leg back. Child's pose just for placement for down dog. So just extend your palms out. And then gaze forward, tuck your toes under. Keep your knees bent as you're shifting your hips towards the ceiling, up. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Keep piking your hips high. And then slowly straighten one leg and then another. Your feet will be about hip width apart. If you're more flexible, they can be closer. And now spread your fingers. Find that stability here through your feet, through the palms. Push the floor, and as if you're turning a jaw to the right and to the left with your palms, feel the engagement. Now can you create space between your shoulder blades? And now shine your heart towards your thumbs. Lift. Walk one knee bent and then the opposite. Just walk in place a few times here. Slowly come to a stop here with your legs straight, elbow bent. Inhale here. On the exhale, bend your knees. So open your knees to the right and to the left and draw your chin towards your navel. And then straighten, come into a plank pose, shoulders over your wrists. Lower your knees down to the floor, child's pose. Inhale, gaze forward, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Bend your knees to the right and to the left, draw your hips back. Exhale, plank pose. Broaden your shoulders, lower your knees, child's pose. So with each pose, notice where you're stable, where you can create freedom. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Bend your knees to the right and to the left. Inhale here. Exhale, gaze forward, plank pose. Broaden your shoulders. Lower your knees down, child's pose. Gaze forward, inhale, come into all fours. And now come this way so you can see me. So now you're going to bring your right foot to the outside of your pinky toe. Lift up, tuck your left toes under, lift up your back knee. Shift your hips back to come to the front of your mat with your left foot to the outside of your pinky toe. Bring your hands to your heart center. Push the floor, engage your core, squeeze your inner legs, come all the way up to the front of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart center for a moment. Spread all 10 toes to the floor. And now lift all 10 toes and press the mount of your big toe, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. And then spread the toes down to the floor. Feel the ball of your foot, feel your heel. And then from the placement of your feet, feel the energy traveling, creating a sense of stability here. And now bring your palms to the side of your body. With your inhale, just turn your palms so your pinky finger is coming forward, open your heart. On the exhale, just protract. Bring your shoulders towards each other. Inhale, open your palms, lift your heart. Freedom. Exhale, round. Again, inhale, open. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good. Bring your arms to neutral, bring your hands to your heart center, bow your head to your heart, and then through your practice, keep on learning about your body in the movement of the practice. When you find that you're too much in your head, create boundaries, turn the light on and come back to your practice, to your breath. Inhale, open your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to the left like we did earlier. On the exhale, come forward to plank pose. If you like to go down to your knees and go to chaturanga, please feel free to embellish it. This is your practice. I'm going to stay here. Some of you can come even just with your knees down and stay. Slowly come back, downward facing dog. Feet together, right leg lifts. Spread your toes, all 5 toes are down. Bring your knee to your chin, round your spine. Come all the way to your left tippy toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot comes forward. Lower your left knee down to the floor. Engage your pelvic floor, relax the back of your foot, and then bring your hands to your thigh. So again, find your stability in here. Find that both sides of your knee are active. And now create sense of freedom in your breath, in your upper body. Lift your hip points up towards your chest. And then bring your arms into a cactus. Squeeze your inner legs. Soften your heart, soften your facial expressions. Inhale here. Exhale, lift your arms up. You can gaze up towards the ceiling. You can gaze forward. Breathe. With your next breath, hands to your heart center. Lift out of the low back and then twist to the right. Keep your knee line center, breathe. Inhale, gaze forward. Frame your right foot. If you have a block, this is a good time to have it. Tuck your left toes under and then walk your left knee back about 2 inches. Hamstring stretch, straighten your right leg. The tendency here is to shrug your shoulders, shine your heart, draw the shoulders back. Don't worry about how low you go, but open your heart, lengthen your spine. If you have a block in front of you, it's nice to use it. And then bend your knee a couple of times. Bend and straighten. Draw the right hip back. Bend and straighten. And then maybe stay here. Remember, try to find stability to create freedom. And that means that sometimes we have to back off a little bit to create that sense of freedom. Every day is different. Slowly bend your knee. Frame your right foot. Lift up your back knee. Walk your back foot forward a little bit and then bring your hands in front of you into an L shape. Breathe. Again, you can stay here. If you want to take one hand to your heart, the opposite hand to your heart, make it your practice. Gaze forward. Inhale. And then with your next exhale, you're going to take the left leg all the way back. Bend your right knee slightly, frame your right foot, and we'll go into three-legged down dog. Slide your right leg all the way back and stack your hips. Open the hip. Gaze over the left shoulder, breathe. Slowly release it. Right foot next to the left foot. Come, bend your knees again. Draw your hips back. And then plank pose. Again, if you want to go chaturanga, you can lower your knees. You can embellish whatever you want to do here. On your next breath, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Square your hips. Knee to your chin. Come all the way to your tippy toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left foot forward. Lower your right knee down to the floor. Relax the back foot. Take a moment to organize. Squeeze your inner legs. And now lifting your hip points, bring your hands to your thigh. Square your hips slightly. Breathe. And notice how with your breath and with your mannerism you can quieten down the vibrations. That's how we have to use those tools in our daily life, right? Sometimes we're too much in our heads and then we become into this movie theater in our head and we lose the concept of where we are at this moment. Bring your arms into a cactus, please, palms. Breathe here. Tuck your tailbone under just a little bit. Breathe, inhale, exhale, lift your arms up. Draw the arms away from your ears. Gaze up or forward. Hands to your heart center, inhale. Lift out of the low back and then twist to the left from your ribs. Make sure to visit with your left knee to align with your second toe. Breathe. Lengthen through your spine. Breathe in here for one more breath. With your next breath, gaze forward. Frame your left hand. Tuck your right toes under. Draw the right knee back a little bit. Hamstring stretch. Remember, if you have blocks, it's really nice to use the tools And bend and straighten a few times. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Stay here. If you need to go forward and back the whole time, that's your practice. Shine your heart forward, shoulders away from your ears. With your next breath, gaze forward, lower your left foot, frame your left foot, tuck your right toes under, lift up your right knee. Bring that back leg a little forward, bring your hands in front of your left foot now, and then come into your L shape. Breathe. Remember, you can stay here, your back leg is super active, your glutes are active. You can bring one hand to your chest, the opposite. You can bring your hands to your ankle. Find your stability here. With your next breath, frame your left foot, lower the right leg all the way behind you, bend the left knee, three-legged down dog. Stack your hips together, gaze over the right shoulder. Slowly, slowly bring your left foot next to the right foot. If you like to go to Chaturanga, please do. I'll wait for you here in Downward Facing Dog. With your next breath, walk your hands towards your feet. Coming into a yogic squat malasana. Open your toes out and then bring your hips down. Some of you could use a block. Just sit on it for just like that. I hope you can see me. And then bring your palms together, resisting with your upper arm into your inner thigh. Now ground through the feet. Your hips are lower down, but your heart is shifting. And breathe. Expand your chest as if you have an accordion in your chest cavity, expanding to the right, to the left, to the front, to the back. And then exhale from your lower abdomen all the way. Slowly, slowly release your hands. Come back to your walk out to Downward Facing Dog. And here is our transition again. You're going to bend your knees, right and left, and then you're going to shift your leg, left leg forward, go back, shift your right foot to the outer pinky, and go back. The other variation was you can lower your knee down and then go out. So we'll come back to Downward Facing Dog. Open your knees to the right and left, shift forward, bring your left foot, shift it back, your right foot, bring it back, and you can do the same thing, or maybe both feet coming to the outside, or one at a time. Bring your hands to your heart center, use your core, push the floor to lift up to the inner legs, feet together. I'm starting to get warm and I hope you are. Take a moment here. Find the earth beneath your feet. Find that stability and find that freedom through your upper body. Taking a pause from time to time is very beneficial, just to check in where we are and not to allow all this clutter build up in our minds and in our bodies. Inhale, open your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, left leg goes back. Right leg goes back, downward facing dog. Feet together. Right leg lifts. All 5 toes are down. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your chin. Lower down to your right thumb. Lift up. Extend your leg out. Inhale, gaze forward. Right leg forward, runner's lunge. Keep your back knee off the floor this time. If you need to go down, you always can, but if you're up, then keep your legs strong. From your lower belly, engage, lift up your hip points, bring your hands to your thigh. Align your knee with your ankle. Breathe here. Draw the right hip back, and then bring your arms into cactus. Remember, you're able to come down and stay down the whole time. This is your inhale, and you can come up that way, or this is your inhale, and then you're gonna straighten the legs. Exhale. Whoa. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Breathe again. Inhale, find stability. This is wobbly. Find stability here. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, straighten. Good. Breathe here. Lengthen your spine tall. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Bring your hands to your heart center. Lower your left knee down to the floor. Stay here for a moment. And now we're going to go into a twist. So sometimes you may need to take your elbow out and align yourself. Your belly will get in the way, so scoop your belly in. And then lift your spine tall so you're rotating from your ribs and not from your low back. So here we go. Lengthen. Hook something to the outside. And then bring your palms together, and for some of you, maybe your thumbs towards your chest, towards the sternum. So I'll come this way. Now your right knee would want to buckle into the midline, try to resist it, so it's over your ankle. You can stay here, and if you want a little bit more, you can lift up your back leg. Draw the hip back. Whoa. Breathe. Find stability here. Good. Slowly, slowly turn to the front of your mat. Frame your right foot. Bring your back leg in a little bit. Take your hands in front of you. Needle pose. Lift up your left leg all the way. Or in an L shape. Option to keep your left hand down to the floor. Sorry, your right hand down to the floor, and then bring your left hand behind your calf. I was right the first time. So left palm on the floor, your right calf behind you. I had the opposite leg when I came back. Breathe here. Slowly, slowly. Gaze forward, lower your leg, bend your right knee, frame your right foot. Take your left leg back to runner's lunge. Draw the right leg back, three-legged down dog. Slowly square your hips, bring your right foot down, bend your knees, come forward, plank pose or chaturanga. Breathe. Slowly breathe here, chest forward, downward facing dog, and child's pose. Take one break, a few breaths, sorry, just before we go to the other side. So your break is there to assist you to slow the vibrations and also to soak in all the beautiful work. The practice of yoga is it's not just a workout. It's a practice that allows us to take a pause and to really internalize, what am I feeling? Where am I feeling? Where am I creating some light in my body and in my mind? Where am I less judgmental of the way I am in my practice? So all of those things, just soak them into your body and scan your body. Take an inventory, letting go of all the dormant energy and nurturing something new within you. With your next breath, downward facing dog. Feet together. Lift up your left leg. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your chin. Come all the way to your tippy toes. Lower your knee towards your left thumb. Lift it up. Take your leg back. Inhale, gaze forward, left foot forward. Runner's lunge, stay here. Remember, you can always bring your right knee down to the floor if you need to. Engage your leg. Your back leg is strong if it's off the floor. Core is engaged. Find your stability and then lift from your heart. Lift your hip points up. Keep your hands to your thigh for now. Your knees aligned with your second toe and then draw the hip back. With your next breath, remember your knee can always come down, come into your cactus arms. Inhale here, you can lower your knee a little bit. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale, bend. Your right glute is active. Exhale, push. Whoa, the slower you go, the harder it is. One more. Inhale, bend, squeeze muscle to bone, shine your heart. Find quietness in your mind. Exhale, straighten. Okay. Inhale, bend your knee. Bring your knee all the way to the floor, your hands to your heart center. Keep your toes tucked under for now. Lift your spine tall, twisting to the left. Again, you might need to lift your chest up in order to bring your arm. The closer your armpit is over the thigh, the more twist you're gonna get. Palms together, bring your thumbs towards your chest. Make sure your knee is aligned with your second toe, stay here. Or lift up your back leg. Sometimes it's hard to find stability, so you may have to back off a little bit. Breathe here. Shine your heart forward, draw the left hip back, gaze forward. Frame your left foot, bring your right foot closer to you. Take your hands in front of your left foot, come into needle pose, lift up. Engage the left glute, engage the right glute. You can stay here, you can ground your right hand to the side, take your left hand behind your calf, and bring your nose towards your knee. Breathe. You can also stay in an L shape like we did earlier. Slowly, slowly. Lower your right leg all the way behind you. Lower your left hand if it was on the calf. Frame your left foot, bend your left knee, right leg back. Three-legged down dog. Open your hip. Gaze over the right shoulder. Slowly release it. Come into plank pose. Lower all the way down. Take a moment here coming into Sphinx pose. So bring your shoulder over your elbow, aligned with your wrist. Spread your fingers wide. Draw the elbows towards your heels as you lift your pubic bone towards your navel, opening your heart. Now the tendency here is to put all the weight in your low back. So your powerhouse is below your shoulder blades. Engage your glutes slightly and then lift the energy up there. See if that works for you. Breathe here, widen your collarbones. Heels are up. Sphinx pose is a wonderful pose to counteract what we do with the computers and the phones. Breathe. And I find that fine line between stability and freedom, where there's not rigidity, but there is a nice relationship between your stability and your freedom in your body and your breath. Slowly, slowly lower down. Bring your hands by your chest. Press the tops of your feet to lift your knees, only your knees off the floor. Draw the shoulders up and back and come into a baby cobra here. Just lift your arms off the floor. Long neck. Breathe. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly release it. Take a little rest. Take your palms alongside your body. Palms are down. Forehead on the floor. Feet together. Press the tops of your feet. Lift up your knees. Locust pose here. Lift your forehead 2 inches. Lift your chest. Lift your arms. Shoulders back and down. Lift your feet. Come all the way. You're just basically balancing on your lower belly. Lift your back ribs towards the crown of your head. Breathe. Slowly release your feet. Bring your hands by your chest. Come into child's pose. Breathe here. Again, burning energy, and then make sure it leaves your body so you're not floating all of those toxins in your body, because that's only going to stimulate your nerve system into a fight and flight mode. So we want to create calmness within our mind, our bodies. Slowly extend your arms, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Walk your feet, your hands towards your feet. Come into Malasana again. Your heels can come off the floor, that's okay. And then this time, take your right arm, lengthen your spine, and then come forward and then create resistance with your upper arm towards your inner leg. And then draw the right palm to the right. Bend the left elbow, open. Remember, a block under your hips is always handy. Breathe. Soften, lengthen your spine tall. Feel the stability with your hips, with your feet, with your palm, the right palm, and then the freedom coming up. Slowly gaze forward. Bring your hands together. Resist with the left upper arm. Open the left hand to the left. Bend the right elbow and open. Breathe. Notice your mannerism. Notice if your breath is fairly comfortable. Is it shallow breathing, or are you expanding your chest? Slowly gaze forward. Bring your hands in front of you and go out to downward facing dog again. Gaze forward, bend your knees. Remember, we're coming to the outer blade of your pinky finger with the left and the right, or you can hop. So you can come out one at a time. You can bring one knee down and come forward, or you can gaze forward, bend, lift your hips high. On the exhale, come all the way. I hope you didn't make too much noise. Bring your hands together, power your belly, lift up. Good. Bring your feet together. Bow your head to your heart. And a time of reflection. Notice if you have a little smile in your heart. Is your inner light bright? Is your inner light is guiding you through your practice? Are you present in your practice? All of those questions help us to be better practitioners and to find calmness through the challenges that we're going through. Before we go to the next and last flow, I'll come over here. You may not see my hands all the way, so you're going to bring your hands in all over, holding to the right wrist. So lift your arms all the way up, hold on to your right wrist if you can see. And now take your right foot behind your left foot. Ground your left foot, bend your left knee. Your left heel is off the floor, inhale. Exhale, travel, side bending to the left. Draw the left hip back. Breathe. Lift your spine tall, lift your ribs up, no compression. Find stability here. Slowly lift up. Release your arms to your heart center. Lower your left heel, right heel next to the left heel. Inhale, lift your arms up, hold on to your left wrist, up and over. Bend your knees slightly, take your left foot behind the right. Bend the right knee, ground your left heel, lift your right heel off the floor, and then side bending here. Draw the right hip back. Notice you're grounding through your feet, through your sitting bones, and you're lifting your ribs up so your spine is long. Slowly release it. Bring your hands all the way down to your heart center, left foot next to the right foot. Inhale and exhale. So in this flow, we're going to visit the Warrior One. Remember I talked about the distance between the legs. And then we'll come into Dancing Shiva. Some of you may have not heard about it. But all it is your index finger and thumb together. You'll come in from this pose somewhere, right? And then all you're going to do is bring that right leg or left leg to the side. Almost like a tree, but you're not touching. You're flexing your feet and you'll be here. So, to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, left leg back, right leg back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, inhale. Plank pose, shoulders over your wrists. Breathe here. Go to the outer blade of your left foot. Stay here. You can lower your knee down to the floor, coming to side plank. Or you're going to come with me and we're going to go and stack your feet together. Try to stack your hips together. Lift up. You could also bring your leg to the top leg up. You can bind it. You can bring it in front of you. Do whatever feels good for you. Breathe. Push the floor with your shoulder. Lift your hips up. Slowly gaze to the front of your mat. Come into plank pose. Lower your knees down. Take a little rest, not for long. Inhale. Tuck your toes under. Plank pose. Shoulders over your wrists. Remember, modify by bringing your right knee down or go to the outer blade of your right foot. Bend the left elbow, lift it up. Feel free to be here or to bind. You can lift up, up, up. You can also bend the leg, bring it in front of you. Push the floor with your shoulder. Lift your hips. Breathe here. Slowly gaze forward. That plank pose. Downward facing dog. So now down dog becomes your resting pose. Feet together. Right leg lifts. Inhale, knee to your chin. Lower down to your right thumb. Travel to your left thumb. Travel to your right thumb. Lift it up. Three-legged down dog. Inhale. Exhale, right foot forward. There you go. Shorten your stance if you need to. Make sure your feet are about hip width apart. Your left leg is at about 11 o'clock. Power your belly and then slowly come up. Now, a good way to get to Warrior One in order to open the hip here, to square the hips to the front. You want to straighten the front leg. Take your hands to the hip points. Square your hips and now bend your knee. So the important part here is that your knees over your ankle and not so much like Warrior Two where your thigh is perpendicular. Just stay here. Lift your hips, lift your hip points up and then square your hips. Back glute is active, lift your arms. Breathe. Keep breathing. Okay, here we go. We're going to do a little bit of twisting again just to create a little more fire. You can stay just like that on the inhale, and on the exhale your left hand will touch your outer knee. If you want a little bit more, you're going to straighten the front leg on the exhale. So inhale here, exhale left hand to your outer foot, to your pinky toe. Draw the hip back, not easy, and then power your belly, slowly come up, bend your knee. Okay, again, inhale, exhale, either tap your outer knee or straighten the leg and tap your outer toe. Bend your knee and lift up. Inhale here. Exhale, index finger, thumb together. Lift up your back heel and come into Dancing Shiva. Breathe. Lift your spine tall. Bring your hands to your heart center. Warrior Three. So engage, bring your left knee forward and then backwards. Keep your heart open here. Flex your back foot, 5 toes are down. Breathe. You can keep your hands at your heart center. You can open in airplane. You can take your hands behind you or in front of you, whatever works for you. Here we go, breathe. For 3, for 2, and 1. We're gonna come differently on this one. Bend your right knee. Take your left leg all the way back and open your legs to the left. Prasarita Padottanasana. Pivot your feet slightly. Take your hands behind you. Lift your heart, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. If you're not that flexible, open your feet wider. From here, release your palms and then hold on to the outer shin, outer ankle or outer heels. Lengthen halfway, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. So a couple of things here. First, find the groundness with your feet. Squeeze your inner thighs to lift your sitting bones up. Engage your knees to open your hamstrings. And then the shoulders, draw the shoulders back. They want to come towards your ears, draw them back. But shine your heart instead. Breathe. So it's important that we really pay attention to some alignment. And the alignment makes your practice more challenging because we are accountable. Breathe here. Slowly, slowly lengthen halfway. Bring your hands to the floor. Turn your left foot out to the left just a little bit. Bend your left knee. And then lift up your right toes into Skandasana here. Okay, again, if you need a block, you don't have to come so low. You can stay here with your hands. If you're more flexible, you can draw the hips back and then hands to your heart center or even bind. Wherever you are, keep your 5 toes, right toes up. Keep breathing here. Find some freedom in your breath, in your mind. And through these challenging times, it's so easy to lose the balance. It's so easy to overload the mind. But when we take a pause and we turn the light on, we realize where we are and we try to focus on the good things that we have. Slowly release your arms. You can walk your hands all the way to the front of your mat. Come into the runner's lunge, lift up your back heel. 3-legged down dog, here comes your mercy. Open your hip. Breathe here, pigeon pose. Bring your right knee next to your right thumb. If you have any issues with your knee, you can always go to reclined pigeon pose just like that, or you can lift your foot off the floor. So tuck your left toes under. Align your foot, your ankle with your knee, with your hip. And then push the floor to draw the right hip back. So you're squaring your hips a little bit here. Lift your hip points up. Breathe. It's so easy to do and to go to where you just want to go, but it's not always something that benefits us in the long term. So when we really take the right approach, the freedom lasts much longer. And we come from a place of wisdom here and not just blind in our own bodies. Relax the back knee, relax the back foot. And then come down. If you have a block, it's nice to put a block under your forehead. Breathe. Notice where you need to create some sense of stability. Do you need to back off a little bit? Where can you breathe? So expand your chest with your breath. And I turn your inner light like this pillar of light that has aromatherapy, and focus and massage the areas that are talking to you the most. There is a sense of compassion, a sense of gratitude that even though this is challenging, how lucky we are that we can even practice today. So we need to put things in perspective. Breathe here. With your next breath, bring your hands closer to you. Shift your weight to your right hip and then swing your left leg forward. I'll come here so you can see me. Janu Sirsasana, so my right same leg is bent. The sole of the foot is into the inner left thigh. If you have a block and a strap, this is a good time to have them. I'll show you all the variations. If you're not flexible at all, create space. Sitting bones are grounded, so you're not coming forward or backwards. If you're not flexible and you have a block and you have a strap, you can put the strap over the block and the block becomes your wall. So you're kind of like a 9 properly. Your elbows will be straight, okay? And then press the inner leg, the right inner leg to your thigh. Press the sitting bones down and then lift your heart. Draw the shoulders back and down. And now draw the left heel towards your left sitting bone, your left heel to your left sitting bone. Breathe. If you have any other variation, if you're flexible, do what works for you. Try to find something different in your body, something that is not like the cookie cutter. I don't have to think about it. I'm just going there. I know I can go the way down. Maybe change that and see if you can find something new in your body. It's not important to go all the way down. It's important to open your back body. Lift from the lower abdomen up and then forward from the hip. Slowly release your strap, release your block if you have them. Bring your left foot, extend your right leg out. Even everything out, check it off a little bit. Bend your knees. Take your hands behind your thighs and now shift back just a teeny bit. Spine is long and proud. Squeeze your inner legs, find stability here. Your core is engaged. Maybe you lift your feet. Maybe you just stay here. You may flex your feet, come to 90 degrees here. You could extend one leg or both or none. Just stay wherever you are into boat pose, Navasana here. Lift your chest, squeeze the inner legs. Ardha Navasana, go halfway. There you go. Power up, come up, hold, squeeze. You can bend your knees if you need to. Protect your low back. Lower down, breathe. And lift, hold it here. Hold, 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 hold. Cross your legs. Come forward, downward facing dog, or any other way that works for you. Breathe. Okay, last side of the day, feet together, lift up your left leg. Inhale here, exhale, knee to your chest, lower to your left thumb, lower to your right thumb. Travel to your left thumb, lift up, zip it up, travel back. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior one. Bring your left foot forward, bring your right foot in a little bit, pivot your foot to 1 o'clock, hands to your hips, power your belly, come all the way up. Remember, square your hips first, your left leg is straight for now. Bend your left knee to align with your second toe. Back leg strong, glute active. Lift your hip points up. There you go. Now find freedom. Breathe. Engage the front of your right thigh. Breathe. Okay, here we go. Inhale here. Right hand goes to the outside of your knee, or you straighten your leg and you're going to go to the outer pinky. Draw the hips back. Bend your knee, power, come all the way up. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, straighten. Draw the hip back. Variation of revolve, triangle. Bend your knee, lift up. 1 more, inhale, exhale, straighten, breathe. Bend your knee, lift up. Index finger, thumbs together. Bring weight to your left foot. Dancing Shiva, bend the right knee. Float it off the floor, cactus arms here. Breathe. Hands to your heart center. Bring your right knee forward. Warrior 3. Engage your right glute. Travel your right leg back. 5 toes down. Open your heart chest. Breathe. Decide where your arms are going to be. You can decide and explore. Breathe here. Whoa. Wobbly today. Squeeze the inner legs. Squeeze the inner legs together and try to keep your 5 toes down. Breathe. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly bend your left knee. Take your right leg all the way back, open to the right. I'll face you here so you can see me. Prasarita Padottanasana. If you can interlace your hands behind you with ease, please do so. If you need a strap, you can hold on to a strap. Draw the shoulders back and down. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, engage your knees. Forward fold from your hips. Draw the shoulders back and down. Engage your knees. And create space between your shoulders and your ears. Breathe. Slowly, slowly, release your hands. Bend your right knee, pivot your right foot to the right a little bit. You'll be facing me the other way, so just listen. Bend your right knee, pivot your right foot to the side, lift up your left heels high. And you're into Skandasana here. Keep breathing. Lift your chest. Find a variation that works for you. Power your belly. And explore, where do you feel challenged? Where do you need to breathe and ease? Slowly lower your hands to the floor or use your core to come up to the front of your mat. Coming to runner's lunge. 3-legged down dog. Open your hip. And pigeon pose. Bring your left knee towards your left wrist. Walk your right foot back. Tuck your right toes under. Push the floor to draw the left hip back. Now lift your hip points high. Keep breathing here. And then slowly release your knee, release the top of your foot. Come forward if you have a block. Nice to put a block under your forehead. And breathe. Take a moment to check in, get out of your mind, and check in, where do you need to focus your gaze and your breath? Where is there a sense of stability? And if there isn't that much, how can you create that? With the power of your breath. Can you allow your hips to settle down to the floor? Come onto your hands. Draw your hips to the left and swing your right leg forward. So again, we'll come into Janusirsasana. Your left foot is towards the inner thigh. Flex your right foot. Find your block and strap if you need that, if you have it. Inhale, ground your sitting bones. Exhale, lift your spine long. Keep your elbows straight, will make it easier for your shoulders. Breathe here. Now engage the right heel towards your right sitting bone. Lift your spine tall. Breathe. Nice. Slowly release it. Extend your left leg out. Come all the way to your back. Going into a bridge pose or supported bridge or wheel pose. If you're going to wheel pose, you may want to start with a bridge and then go to a wheel. If you have healthy shoulders, make sure that your neck stays steady. If you're going to a restorative, you can take a block on the lower setting or the medium setting, right around your sacrum here. And breathe. If you want it to be more active, engage your outer glutes, move the block, and then walk your shoulders under you. Interlace your palms, lift your hips, lift your chest, and lengthen your tailbone just a little bit. Slowly release your arms, lengthen your tailbone and come one vertebra at a time. Take the heels of your hands to the creases of your thigh. Lift your feet off the floor. Just press, evening out your low back. Hug your knees to your chest. Open your arms in a T, and then just drop your knees to the left, gaze to the right. Come center, and go to the right, gaze to the left. Allow your spine to be long, your hips away from your ribs. Slowly come center. Release your legs all the way out to Shavasana. Extend your legs. Hold on to opposite elbows. Walk your shoulders side to side. Release your arms. Let your legs be heavy. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And through the mouth, ah. And now soak in the sense of groundness through your back body, offering you a sense of stability here. Your front body is offering you a sense of freedom, new energy. And notice through your practice, through the twists and turns, through the heat and the calmness from time to time, how you were able to reach your body to different places today, maybe out of your comfort zone, but no matter what, you ended up in this peaceful place. And how can we adopt that into our daily lives? How can we take a pause and say, okay, we are challenged. How can we find some freedom in this challenge? How can we turn a little light to shine our way? So each inhalation is nurturing, fertilizing, healing. Each exhalation, letting go. Stiram, stability. Sukham, ease, freedom. Asanam, a seat, a pose. And now with your next breath, from your third eye, turn on this inner pillar of light that offers you a sense of peace and comfort, confidence. And let that pillar of light travel all the way to the soles of your feet, and envision how your feet are turned on. Through your lower leg, through your upper leg, through your hip, through your belly's cavity, your chest. Feel that pillar of light, like a magic wand, just turning the light on through your arms, your forearms, your hands, your fingers, through the crown of your head. And I feel that your whole body is one unit of light. Bring your hands to your heart center. And that's where you take your pause from time to time to connect into your sacred place, always a happy and a safe place to visit. Bend your knees. Feel the magnet between your thumbs to your heart center to offer you good intentions, to find a direction. Where you breathe in and you breathe out. And slowly roll over to a fetus pose. Bring your knees in if you didn't already. And we part our practice with the fetus pose to remind us so much to surrender. How liberating it is to surrender, to come into this motherly fetus pose. And how to connect our practice and everything we learned today with stability and freedom and balance in our daily life. Push through the upper arm and come into a comfortable seat. We take a deep inhale. We take a deep exhale. The light in me honors and salutes the light with each and every one of you. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope the video was okay. I didn't have enough time to adjust everything, but I hope that my cues were clear enough for you to follow and to get something out of practice today. Please leave us any comments, any suggestion. We're always happy to hear from you. Thank you so much and have a blessed Sunday. And I will be here next Tuesday for another class of Pilates and Stretch. Thank you. Bye-bye.